G'day, how you going? All right? Today we are going to talk about how to win the deal in prospective client meetings, and there's two bits to this. Every employer is as different as every freelancer, so there's no magic formula that's going to work for every bid. And here's the point, that there are actually two parts to winning the deal. The first is how you prepare for the bid, and the second piece is what you do once you and the client are actually in discussion about your proposal. Now, to help you increase the chances that you will actually get that meeting and a prospective employer will consider your bid, then here's some things I suggest you practice before you go anywhere near a meeting with the client. Number one, read the project description thoroughly. Take the time to go through and understand exactly what the client wants. If they feel that you don't understand the project enough, you are not going to make the shortlist, and you definitely won't have a face-to-face meeting. Okay, number two is to research the client. As with any job you might be considering, find out who you might be working for first. Do they have favorable comments on their website? Do they have a substantial profile? What does it say about them on LinkedIn? If the document that they have given you doesn't kind of feel right when you read it because, there's gaps in it, or, it just is for some reason giving you a bit of a bad feeling, the chances are you should probably steer clear. Okay, number three is to stand out. Make sure that your clients find out great things about you when they do their research, because they will research you on social media. 70% of buying decisions are made before there's any direct approach between the client who's looking for somebody to do the work and you who's going to do the work. 70%. The last bit is about whether they like you or not. So you need to make sure you give them plenty of information out there so that you can guide them through to you. Now, number four is don't bid low. Bidding low for projects reduces your professionalism and your chances of actually moving forward and getting paid what you should be paid. If you're serious about freelancing, then do your research, find out what the going rate is, and then don't go below it. That doesn't mean to say you can't go above it, but you'll need that special X factor to justify it. Now, not only will people take you more seriously if you do put a proper price in there, but you'll also avoid getting involved with the cowboys who are looking for a cheap deal. Remember that people will get what they pay for. If you're a writer and you're doing an article for $1, that's what they're going to get, garbage. Otherwise, you'll charge $100 and then they'll get a quality article. It just stands to reason. Right, number five, make sure that when you put your proposal in, it's clear and it's concise. Employers have dozens or even hundreds of options to consider when it comes to getting work done. You need to make your bid proposal professional and to make sure you cover all the important elements. And I can guarantee you that's going to put you in the top 5%, because most of the people who put bids together have no clue what they're doing. So we've got a template framework that we give away as a freemium on our website at businessmentals.com. If you follow that, you won't have any problem. But just as a reference, here's some of the things that your proposal should have. An executive summary, which actually you write last. A problem statement, which is your understanding of what the client's problem is. Your solution in detail. Evidence to show that you've done this before. Payment terms, milestones, legal bits about payment on time and what happens if this or what happens if that, and then a summary, okay? Now, number six is to propose milestones. A great way to show you're a professional and to prove that the client that you're serious about their business is to give milestones in your bid, and that way they know that you and they are going to sit down and review where you're up to on the particular piece of work that you're doing. The next one is don't oversell yourself. A little self-confidence is a good thing, but over-the-top claims aren't likely to impress anyone. So being honest about your skills will get you a lot further than a lot of hype. Now, the next one is really, really important, but you would be stunned and embarrassed how often this happens. Proofread. Oh, yes, proofread your bid before you submit it. No matter what kind of project you're bidding on, a poorly written proposal with spelling mistakes and with the names of other clients in them suggests you got no attention to detail and you got poor work habits, and you ain't going to get the job. I have had people submit proposals to me to do work which had the name of another company in it because they just cut and paste. The next thing that you need to do is to watch out for pirates. Suppose a client accepts your bid and the ball is rolling on the project, and then you are waiting for them to give you the whole 9 yards of what it is that needs to be done, but when you get it, you realize it's actually for something a little bit or even a lot more than you previously agreed. It would be really easy to just say, oh look, I'll take the work, you know, as it is, and I'm going to impress them, and maybe at the end I'll be able to charge them more. But you know what? Don't do that. There is a chancer at work here, and he or she will take you for all that you have. Now, if you are going to be involved in this situation, what's to say you're even getting paid at the end of it? So stay away from the pirates. Now, don't let yourself be bowled over by slick sales talk or threats of breach of contract or anything like that. Stand your ground and be strong. If you lose the gig, then you've lost nothing but a whole lot of hassle. So thank yourself for having the savvy to get out while you could. Okay, so now you've arranged to meet your clients and to go over the proposal. Now, we're not going to have time to go through this in a lot of detail, and lots of these points have been covered in other videos, but here are 10 things to be prepared to do, say, and answer in the meeting. And I'm going to go through them fast. Number 1, don't be afraid to ask for what you want. Successful negotiators are assertive and they challenge things. They know that everything is negotiable. And I call this negotiation consciousness. Negotiation consciousness is what makes the difference between negotiators and everybody else on the planet, okay? So number 2 is to shut up and listen. I'm amazed by all the people I meet who can't stop talking. I'm one of them. I'm embarrassed to say this, but I'm the worst. Anyway, negotiators are detectives. I'm sorry while I'm cracking up while I'm saying this, because it is a really good point and I don't do any of this myself. They ask probing questions and then they shut up. I don't know how to do that. The other negotiator, the person on the other side, will tell you everything that you need to know. All you have to do is listen. You can become an effective listener by allowing the other person to do most of the talking. And that's easy. Just follow the 70-30 rule. Listen to 70% of the time and then only talk for 30% of the time. And you'll be amazed what you find out. I'm always amazed when I shut up how much I find out, so I'm sure you will be too. Number 3, always be willing to walk away. In other words, never negotiate without an option. If you depend too much on the positive outcome of a negotiation, you lose your ability to say no and you'll sell the farm, okay? You need to be able to say to yourself, I will get up and I will walk out if I can't make a deal that's satisfactory. Number 4 is don't be in a hurry. Being patient can actually be very difficult because we want to get it over and done with. But the signal that we're sending to the other person is that if they can slow it down, you'll make more and more concessions, okay? If you're looking relaxed and you're patient, then that can be quite devastating to them if they're in a hurry, because they start to believe that, you're under no pressure. And so what do? They give you more concessions in order to give you an incentive to say yes, right? Number 5 is to aim high and expect the best outcome. Successful negotiators are optimists. If you expect more, you'll get more. Now, I tell you this right now, a proven strategy for expecting and achieving higher results is to open with an extreme position. Sellers should ask more than they expect to get, and buyers should offer less than they're prepared to pay, because that's how you increase your income. People who aim higher do better, and your optimism will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. On the other hand, if you have low expectations, then what's actually going to happen is that you will meet them and you're just never going to get anywhere. Number 6, focus on the other side's pressure, not on yours. We have a tendency to focus on our own pressure because we're sitting inside our own heads on the reasons why we need to make a deal. But if you fall into this trap, you're working against yourself. And then the other side will automatically feel more powerful. If you focus on their stresses and on their pressures, then what happens is that you start to feel a lot more powerful because you recognize the reasons why they will make concessions rather than worrying about making concessions yourself. And number 7, show the other person that their needs are going to be met. Successful negotiators always look at the situation from the other side's perspective. Instead of trying to win the negotiation, think of it as a win-win. Seek to understand what they are looking for and then show them how they can get what they need at the same time as you get what you need. So don't confuse basic interests with stated positions and demands. Their position or their demand is what they say they want. Their basic interest is what they really need to get from you. So make sure that you understand the difference. Number 8, don't give anything away without getting something in return. Because if you're just making concessions and not getting anything, it's self-defeating. You might as well just hit yourself over the head a few more times. Whenever you give something away, make sure you get something in return, and always tie a string. Okay, I'll do this if you do that. Otherwise, you're inviting them to ask you for more and more concessions. You go, oh yeah, okay, oh yeah, okay. And before you know it, you're not making any money on this work at all. Okay, number 9, don't take the issues or the other person's behavior personally. A lot of people who are not good at negotiations think that they have to be really kind of aggressive in the negotiation. And they're not really aggressive people. They've just read somewhere that they should do that. And often negotiations fail because you then get really upset with the way that they are going, when what they're trying to do is just negotiate the way that they kind of know how. The people who win at negotiations only focus on solving the problem, which is how can we get an agreement that respects the needs of both parties. Now, if somebody's rude or difficult to deal with, then just let their behavior go across you like this and don't take it personally, okay? The 10th thing that you need to do is write down what it is that you have actually agreed in the meeting. Absolutely critical. I can tell you from bitter personal experience, after a long negotiation and walking out, then 2 hours later, the client contacted me and said, well, this is what we've agreed. And I go, no, that's not right. I go, yeah, it is. No, it's not. And then before you know it, you haven't got an agreement, and now you've got 2 really pissed off people. So when you do get to an agreement, grab a piece of paper and a pen and write down the parties agree to the following. Dum, 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 dum. Okay, there you go, jam-packed with great ideas about what to do before the negotiation and what to do during it so that it all comes right at the end. If you like this topic, we have an upcoming online course that will teach you in detail everything that you need to know to get on your feet and to build an amazing business using your skills from scratch, and the link is in the description. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. It'll help support the channel, and if there's anything that you'd like for me to talk about, drop it in the comments. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to be part of the notification squad to get notified every time we upload, because I respond to questions in the first hour. I'll see you in the next video, and I'll catch you later.